Of the women's bouldering comp this year, Natalia Grossman is in action on the right-hand side of your screen. There she is. And I mean, what can we say about this lady? She's never stopped smiling. She seems to win everything.
Makes Boulder look easy that nobody else can do. And always having fun.
Always, yeah. Well, it's interesting to know whether she's always having fun or whether it's like a psychological trick, because I've heard this.
I think a bit of both.
Yeah, because it is a technique the American athletes are using, which is if you smile enough, you feel good when you go on there. And it's interesting because I hadn't thought about that before I was told it, but it makes sense.
I know, it makes sense now. And I also think that a big part of it is psychological. But also I feel like she's having fun a lot.
She's definitely enjoyed it, isn't it?
I mean, how can you not enjoy it when you've ridden 4 times in a row and flashing almost everything? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I would have fun too, I guess.
Me too. And look at this from Natalia. Utterly dominant. She crosses through, makes it happen.
I would have fun when I would splash a slab that a lot of people had struggled on.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Made it look easy.
So Natalia, quick top from her.
You learn how route setters plan stuff, how route setters think, and then you can read boulders better and just like maybe, can read better what the route setters intended, and it's just a learning process.
Well, Miho Nanaka is out in stage. Now, I was in Innsbruck last week for the FISU. Miho Nanaka was injured to the point where she could barely walk. I saw her staggering around the gym, not putting weight in it, climbing, but obviously uncomfortable.
Yeah, I saw that in Brixton. She was just carried around by her teammates. She was like on the back of people.
But we spoke to her, we interviewed her, and she said, well, look, it's the last comp of the season. I'm not going to stop. I want to try hard. So that is the mentality. And, you know, she's an Olympic
she tried hard in qualification.
Yeah, exactly. She gave it everything. But she's an Olympian. You know, she's an Olympic medalist. But she did say that heel hooks were a real problem. So it's going to be interesting because we know there are heel hooks involved.
But it's a left foot, right? I think it's
a left,
mostly on the right.
True, so she might get away with it.
Might be an advantage for her. Oh, are we going to see the first top on this one?
Come on, so she's got 3 already. Can she make it 4 out of 4? She's in second position. This will change if she gets this matching the top hold.
No, not the top. The
second to last.
Yeah.
And then I mean, is she looking for a campus off that?
No, I think she wanted to put the heel out and put a toe
She just
there.
lost the foot.
Yeah, she just wanted to switch from heel to toe.
I thought she was dropping down for a bump.
Nah,
wow.
I don't think that was her intention. Maybe just quickly releasing the feet to put it there again. But
oh, Natalia, is this is how close she came. Now she's doing this jump way, and we've seen Brooke do the put your foot onto the hold and gradually rock over.
Yeah, and you could see her foot positioning was great, but then she just slipped completely, so there was no way of still holding on to that. But I'm pretty sure she can get it next go.
Yeah, she's pushing up. She was hardly any rest, just straight back on it. So Natalia comes to the crimp. Miho Nanaka nearing the top of her climb. We'll stick with Natalia as she sets herself, pops in, kicks, and again drops the top. Natalia.
I think she didn't find the perfect foot position there yet. Like the perfect. Ooh, did she slip again?
Yeah, it's interesting.
There's a lot of weight on this foot.
There is, yeah, and she immediately. Oh, look, Miho there staggering down. You can see that little limp with the left. Doesn't seem to be affecting her too much at the moment. So she's weighted the right foot. Let's see what went wrong here.
I think the only people who did the second boulder completely statically were Ayala Kerem and Brooke Rabatu. And they made it look easy, but I'm not saying that it's the easiest method. Like for some people, probably the dynamic way is a lot easier and the static way is harder. So.
Yeah, I didn't see the static way, but it looks like Natalia is maybe setting up for it, or maybe she's going to pop. She's jumping. Oh, and pops off once more for Natalia. Sheon So, meanwhile, is going to match. Gets the heel, sets herself. Close. And Natalia is sitting on the mats having a think, because she wants a little bit more of a brush. Miho Nanaka is also working it out. I think that's Camilla Moroni in the middle, powering upwards. And Sheon So will reset with 1:40 to go. So that's who's in action. Camilla kicking back, flicking that leg.
Oh, she thought about a heel for a second there.
Oof, yeah, it's a horrible hold to heel hook in that position. I mean, she's the kind of climber who would do that kind of a move, that real physical leap.
Yeah, and also not sitting on that foothold with the right, but just like swinging up there and like, ooh, now she gets it done.
So Natalia had to think about it, had to battle for that one.
I think she put the right foot slightly higher and just got a bit higher, like with her whole body there.
Just springs, smart climbing that. There are some moves that just don't work.
Yeah,
we've all been there.
Sure. There is Stasha, your favorite commentator.
Hannah, how you are currently my favorite commentator here.
No, I was just saying, like,
she's very good. She's very good. And very
yeah,
popular.
she's very good, and yeah.
But
she could not talk herself right now. It's better like this. It's better that she's there and I'm here because she's really strong and she's exactly where she belongs. First after qualification.
Exactly. She says to me that she would like to commentate more, but obviously she keeps getting into semis and finals. So it's
yeah, I hope that she prefers climbing though than
exactly.
commentating. Like
it's definitely her preferred method of doing a comp. So Miho Nanaka presses upwards. How will she do this? I'm really enjoying watching the end of Boulder 2 now. At the beginning it was kind of like it seemed easy, but all the little step. Not easy, but it seemed like there was one method, and suddenly we have all these different
ways. Looked really smooth though. Like first static, and then she's doing a quick foot swap. Oh.
And Stashigeho has a mountain to climb here. She needs tops, having missed the zone on that first one. Miho Nanaka just walks over, no running for her, trying to look after that leg.
She will still have enough time, that's okay. Yeah. She can just flash it or something.
Just cruise it.
Yeah, just cruise it. No problem. If you just do boulders quickly, you don't have a problem with the time.
That's a good point, Hannah. It's a good point.
It's as easy as it is. Like
we should do a video series on that. Climbing with Hannah. Finish the boulder and then you don't need to do it again.
Yeah, the pro tips. Okay, just don't listen to my tips. Yeah, they're not worth a lot.
So this is where Stasha needs to not get in her own head. But then she's one of those athletes who sometimes needs a bit of fire to get her going, so we'll see.
That's true.
Now Natalia, can she unlock this? We watched Brooke get close.
Yeah. Oh, she's going for the high heel.
Oh, it's so high, isn't it? And that's the problem, you're standing in your own fingers and there's not enough room. It's so intense. Like all of them have done the same thing. The second they do that, they work it out really quickly. And
yeah, that's true.
It's that
chalking up, looking for space for fingers, actually finding space for fingers.
There we go. She's could be the first here. Toe hook, she is the first.
Nice. Oh, finally we get it done. We get it seen done.
So that's 4 out of 4 for Natalia Grossman.
I mean, she was a good pick to make.
I nearly. All right, Saki Kikuchi's done, and Natalia Grossman comes out onto the stage. Can she get gold medal number 5 here this evening?
That would be very, very exciting. But there's always the big question. I did happen to see a familiar face in the VIP tent just before coming through here. A familiar face that is not competing tonight. But the big question on everyone's mind is, what is Natalia going to be like facing up against Janja now? Natalia, relatively new to the scene, just breaking through. She's getting more experience now in finals. She's getting to show her ability. And there is one big name out there that has not competed that is going to put that ability to a test.
Yeah, so we are, of course, talking about Janja Garnbret, gold medalist. She'll be competing in Leeds tomorrow. There was a rumour going around that she'd compete in this boulder comp, but it was not to be. So Natalia looks at the boulder. She's a lady who is expert at flashing climbs, doing it first time. And you'll notice that smile on her face, always present. She loves climbing and uses that smile just to hype herself up. Positive attitude as she goes upwards. So Natalia matching on that hold.
There we are. There's the hang and the chalk up.
So she hangs off again. Similar style to Sheon So. That right foot on a dual tex.
Really mixing it up here. Good with that right heel, though, to drive her body left into this poor pocket, just that she could get under it and make it work. That was very impressive.
Yeah, she was upside down there. Almost stood in her own hand to get through that move. So right foot twisted in the pocket, locking off again. This is Natalia's flash attempt. First go. Gets it, holds it for a sec. Will look to drop flag her feet. And that is a flash for Natalia Grossman.
Was to be expected.
So she finishes things off, puts on that protect, and at least match what Hannah did. It is that lady, Natalia Grossman.
The stakes right now are very, very high. It's essentially equal score on the first boulder, a dramatic change-up on this boulder, and the potential to have some boulders cancelled if the weather gets any worse.
So let's see, drama here in Innsbruck. Best use I've ever seen of those blue plastic bag thingies. So she dries her feet. Look at that tally. And remember, 4 of those goals have come this season.
Is it going to be a 5th?
I mean, look, if I had put money on this before, then she's certainly the favourite. But Hannah Moyle, with that flash, is potentially changing that.
Potentially changing that. And the next boulders coming up, I think, don't stand out in terms of either of those athletes' particular strengths. So we could have a very interesting battle coming up.
Natalia is taking her time on this bottom sequence. She'll know, I think, that Hannah flashed it, and she'll be wanting to get this done. This is an important moment. And she's staticked it, holds it for a moment, brings the left foot up high. This is very dangerous stuff, right up. And now she starts to crank upwards towards the blue hold, and then she's on a little bit of a safety point here.
Very impressive there. You could see her fight for that. I could almost imagine that Hannah Moyle was in her eyes, that she's not letting that athlete get ahead of her.
So Natalia, though, still needs to keep it together. That left crimp is awful. Right hand swinging for a sec. I thought she was off there. Matches, and then she should be able to get the top, but pops her feet. Juggling with the arms, brings the right foot up again. And I tell you what, that was a fight. But Natalia Grossman, I mean, that's what champions are made for, to push through those moments.
Exactly. This is an athlete who came here to win.
So Natalia Grossman had to dig deep there, and you could see there was a different attitude to her then.
There was a different...
Well, here she is. She needs to keep up with Hannah Moyle, and it's so interesting that someone's putting the pressure on Natalia. Usually she's the one with that relentless topping of the boulders. She's always there, she's consistent, and she's having to perform here tonight because Hannah is right on her heels.
Hannah is right on her heels. There is a lot of pressure right now. And me, as a coach, having observed the final boulder, knowing Hannah's climbing style, I have a feeling she's going to be doing quite well. So, right now, all the stakes are on how well Natalia Grossman is going to do on this climb. She's got 3 attempts to beat Hannah.
So Natalia, smile on her face, turns to have a look. So at this point, we know what's required of this boulder, and we know how quickly an athlete can fall. Huge concentration required. So she checks her shoes before she goes. Just extra drying it there to make sure.
Really interesting to see. We know this is a learned movement, but how does one of the world's best athletes get through a learned movement?
So Natalia pushes up. Awkward start this.
Unfortunately, that right foot is so high for her. Very difficult to pull up and right, and you can see she was afraid to bring that left foot off and lose an attempt, so making sure she's in the right position before she goes, wow, very careful, and comes off the wall.
Yeah, she struggled to find that screw on with the palm. Had to drop back down to it, but it was too much of a drop into it, and you can see it just slipping. And there, look at that, doesn't find the friction in it, struggling, a little uncomfortable on the start here. Crimping.
Issue with height. This may be the answer why we saw Saki Kikuchi doing that running jump at the end.
So Natalia pushing up, better from her. I don't think she'll have a problem, or less of a problem next time. Look at that toe scrub down the bottom, getting stood up, and then watch this right foot, as much rubber as possible. She goes for the more horizontal method, but drops back down. She'll want to readjust that left foot. That's why she's doing it. And you can see bumping in again, which means she can move her right foot further out. Oh, hello, into the zone very quickly for Natalia, and now, yeah, fair play. So one move to the top now, don't drop it. She double matches it, and I think Natalia Grossman is showboating here on boulder number 3.
That was very, very impressive. So much control. She was able to lean so far to the right before committing to this jumping movement, and then not a problem for her to find this screwed on hold. And
down to for the women's final. Natalia Grossman, with a smile on her face, will walk into the rain-soaked arena. Crowd cheering as she comes towards the mats. She's dealt with everything that's been thrown at her tonight. Coordination moves, slabs, presses, and now it's time to grit your teeth and leap.
Grit your teeth and leap. That should be the name of the climb.
So Natalia Grossman's got 4 minutes, 3 attempts or less. What can she do?
Will it very much come down to composure on that last move?
Is that saying 2 attempts? Or zone in 2? So we'll see.
As we've seen all the other athletes only really having 2 good attempts on this climb. So, what's she going to make of this last move?
So Natalia Grossman needs to do this quickly. Up she comes into the heel. Straight into the triangular volume. I think it's 2 attempts now. So, even less time. Out into the zone. Left pressing against the wall. Pushing upwards. Brings the right foot back, heel pressed into it. There's that right foot drilled in now. Natalia battling, similar position to Saki just now. Now the right foot's on the screw on, left out to the side pull. She takes a moment to rest in the non-rest. Here we go, everyone. You're cheering at home, I hope you're screaming at the screen because this is a big moment. Up she goes, holds it, and this, if she can match, will be a gold medal, and she can. Natalia Grossman, was it ever really in doubt? Takes her 5th of the season. She knows it. From Maringin onwards, that has been a clean sweep for the USA athlete Natalia Grossman. And Hannah Moyle fought her all the way for that silver medal.
What a great display of composure. We kept asking, okay, we're getting a more mentally challenging movement here. How is she going to deal with it? She's dealt with every other challenge, no bother. What's this one going to be like? And she smashed it out of the park.
Fantastic from her. Great to see. She will leave the stage now to be congratulated by the fellow athletes. That was the move. She pressed herself through. Looked for the side pull, took a second to chalk up and take her time. We know she needed to do it quickly, but she put all doubts to a side by flashing that boulder.
That was very, very exciting final climb. Absolute crescendo. Here we see this jump up. Look at the focus. Needs to get the exact right part. Then squeeze, pulling between the arms to kill that swing. And then it's not over. You need to match. Natalia Grossman realized she's strong enough. She doesn't need feet on. She can just hang this edge with one arm and casually bring the other up to tap and match.
What a competition. We didn't think, I honestly thought the rain would call a stop to proceedings here, but somehow we kept going. And it ended up in a wonderful display of strength, agility, bravery up there on that final hold. We'll wait for the confirmation of the final results on screen, but we all know she's won this with a gold medal. Fantastic from Natalia. And Danon, you're going to go down and interview her soon. I'm sure your questions are buzzing through your head, but what a comp, eh?
What a comp, and what a beautiful set of boulders in this arena today. All of the points are going to the top. We see such great production, great climbs, and great climbers.
So let's have a look at those final results. Natalia Grossman takes the win with 4 tops, just beating Hannah Moyle, who takes her 2nd silver medal of the season, and Miho Nanaka 6th to bronze. Fantastic end to our comp. And what a way to finish the Boulder season. Three athletes on stage, our 3 medal winners. Let's watch some of the highlights from that, shall we? And sum up all of the action of what we just watched.
Natalia Grossman, here we are again. You've won another competition, almost a clean sweep of the season. How are you feeling?
I kind of just, it hasn't even sunk in really. It kind of, I guess, speechless.
Speechless is good. Now, I want to ask, how did you feel on that last move? It looked like a scary one.
Yeah, you couldn't really see the hold that you were going for, and so I love crimps, so I was like, I know if I find the hold, I have a good chance of sticking it, but I just gave it what I got, what I had, I guess.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. That was Natalia's reaction to that gold. Great from her. Yeah. She will go and get her podium place now, get her medal.
Training in, then we start to see the results possibly change.
Yes,
Well, the athletes are out on stage now. Our top 3, Miho Nanaka, Hannah Moyle, and Natalia Grossman. Natalia looking a little bit more composed now.
Of IFSC. Boulder World
So as
Cup
always, the
Innsbruck
flowers are on the left, the
2022.
dignitaries are there as well.
Welcome the medalists. Welcome our distinguished guests.
Ooh, distinguished
The
guests, I like that.
I can tell you that the gold medal will be presented by Del Smith, the IFSC Europe president. The silver medal will be handed over by the vice president of the IFSC, Dr. Wolfgang Wabel, and the bronze medal will be given by Dr. Eugen Putscher, president of Austria Climbing. Ladies and gentlemen, 3rd place and bronze medalist at the IFSC Climbing World Cup Boulder Innsbruck 2022, representing Japan, Miho Nanaka.
Miho Nanaka comes up. She had an up and down final. Just showed that grit that it takes to win multiple medals. Didn't give up, kept pushing.
It did come down to the last move of the last boulder.
She receives her flowers in the medal. Another one to add to her vast collection.
What a thrill in the final.
Next up, this lady, Hannah Moyle, came so close to taking victory here tonight. Her time will come one day. She'll have to have another silver and 2 silver medals in a row. If you'd asked me a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't have predicted that. Hannah Moyle, her 2nd silver.
She is an athlete that is actually a bit more trained towards leads, so it could be very interesting to see how her performance turns out in the next competition.
She'll be happy with that. Great night work from her. And what a way to end her Boulder final, her Boulder season.
And finally,
So here is Natalia Grossman,
the lady
her
who topped
5th
every
gold of the
single
year,
Boulder
Natalia
Cup
Grossman.
competition, qualification, semi-final, and the final tonight with 3 flashes on the 4 final boulders. 1st place, gold medalist and winner of the IFSC Climbing World Cup Boulder Innsbruck 2022, representing the United States of America, Natalia Grossman! Congratulations!
Well, the athletes have received their medals, and now it's the turn for the national anthem.
I know that everyone stands.
As Natalia Grossman
Please rise for the national
will hear her national anthem echo across this stadium.
The national anthem of the United States of America.
Well, there we go. Our evening's entertainment is concluded. The athletes will leave the stage, go get some rest, and we'll do it. We'll start the process all again tomorrow for the lead competition. Dan, and what a comp, eh?
What a comp. Very, very exciting. And another time where the setting style has really upset the expected outcome. Really interesting to see these climbers getting a lot of tops and then suddenly a big drop in the field.
Women Boulder, please welcome the medalists, our distinguished guests, the awarders. The bronze medal will be handed over by Dr. Oinbuch.
Well, we've seen two of those athletes in action here tonight. Natalia Grossman will receive another one, Miho Nanaka in second, and Brooke Rabatu, who didn't make finals here tonight, will receive the bronze medal for the overall this year.
By Marco Scolaris, the IFSC president. Third place.
And Dan, and you were right, you said a perfect score, but we have -1, don't we? So Yanya's
We dropped the score of your lowest comp, so it's just calculated from 4 best, 5 best. She has 1,000 on every one of those.
Brooke Rabatu takes third place this year for Boulder. She would have been disappointed not to climb here tonight. She would have loved to get involved in those boulders, but it wasn't to be. But this will be a very nice consolation for her evening.
Second place and silver medalist representing.
Well, Miho got a bronze for this comp, but she'll take a silver for the overall. Miho Nanaka, second place in 2022. And finally, she's already had one gold this evening. She'll take another one. Natalia Grossman with 2 wins. 5 gold medals in a season. Awesome work from her, and she will receive that overall gold.
Gold medal for the 2022 IFSC Climbing World Cup Women Boulder, representing the United States of America, Natalia Grossman. Congratulations! And now, in honor to the winner of the overall World Cup, the national anthem of the United States of America.
Well, that pretty much concludes tonight's climbing entertainment for you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that competition. Remember, you can go back and watch the men's, the para-climbing as well.
Exciting.
3 women standing on top of the Boulder world right now.
That comes now to an end after 6 Boulder events.
There's the flower.